So, we've been kind of talking around this, but ultimately we want to, when we say manage our anger, there are two pieces. We want to be able to control our anger.
Our outbursts.
Well, true.
Because we can't control the emotion, the feeling.
Absolutely. Control the behaviors that result.
Yeah.
That's excellent. And then we want to be able to express how we were feeling. You can say expressing the anger, but express it in a healthy way so that we don't create more conflict. Because you know what happens when you get into the yelling match? You just escalate the conflict. So when we talk about controlling anger, and we kind of talked about this before, when we start to feel the things on our own feeling thermometer, we want to stop. And stop doesn't mean stop the feeling necessarily. It's just becoming aware, becoming mindful of what's going on with ourselves, and doing that emotional reset. And once you do that, think about what would happen or could happen if you lose control. Is it ending up punching a wall, making a hole in a wall? Hitting something, hurting somebody else.
Or saying something that you really will regret later on.
Excellent, absolutely. And then ask yourself, what do you want to have really happen here? Like Ruth, when you were just talking about before with your husband, he wants the kids to come out and help him shovel. Express that in a kind way, as opposed to doing the yelling or just having your own fuse going on inside. And then you want to reduce your anger by going through your calming techniques. And ultimately, what we should be doing with any of these things as we're practicing these skills is reward ourselves. Pat yourself on the back. Look at how you're changing your behavior. And then after the feelings have diffused and you've come back to that calm and peaceful place, and whoever you're actually acting out on or could...
Can I ask you a question,
Sure.
Carol? I'm just trying to envision a scene with, a parent and a teenager. And the parent is like really mad. And it's really hard in the moment to do all these things. Is it okay to sort of say to your teen to say, I need to take a time out. I need to step back and let's give me a few minutes to pull myself together, and let's come back to that.
Absolutely. That's a great way, because we're always teaching our kids about timeouts and that they need to take hopefully a positive timeout. That what you're doing there is you are managing your anger. You're saying, okay, that's kind of the stop, and I need to do my emotional reset. I got to get out of the room.
You've given yourself the space to do that.
Absolutely. And hopefully we want to be teaching that to our children, that they can do that. Say, I need time. Kind of like, Susan, what you were saying before about, your child comes home, they're aware enough that they had a really bad day, and they say to you, whether it's, right now I'm at a 50 going up to a 75, or I'm just feeling really frustrated. If they can get to the point of expressing that, I need to take some time to myself before we talk about the day or whatever are the next activities. So
it's like the pause button on the TV monitor.
Exactly. And once everybody has calmed down, who's involved in, you, your child, your significant other, it's important to take the time to express the anger in a healthy way, and to tell them how you're feeling, really, and to resolve the conflict. So first, what you want to do once you're all in a good space, like for your husband to say, I feel really frustrated when it's snowing out and I have to go and shovel the driveway by myself.
So key point here is those are I statements. You're not assigning blame to anyone. You're simply owning how you feel about the thing that you're talking about.
Right. And by doing that, we're also identifying the specific event. When I went out to shovel and, nobody followed, I felt angry. And you can explain why. Like, it's a lot of work for me to do by myself. it's very cold out there. Whatever are the reasons that are helping to produce, or I should say, whatever are the reasons that that specific event, kind of like a trigger, has actually produced your feeling of anger. And then if everybody's really good, you can explore what are the options. How can we resolve the situation?
And what can we do next time to keep it from happening?
Exactly.
The next time it snows, what is the steps that need to be taken so that when it's time to shovel, we have a team of shovelers, not an individual.
There's no guarantee.
No, there's
but
no guarantee, but
it's worth the. It's
in a perfect
worth
world.
a try.
Right.
And if you keep doing it too,
Oh yeah, it's never solved the first time,
Oh,
and it's always baby steps. But if you don't do anything to make a plan for the next time, then the next time it snows, in this example, it's going to be the exact same thing that you just experienced,
and possibly get even
and
worse.
possibly get worse. So we're back with the definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing and expecting a different
Over
outcome.
and over again.
Yes.
Right.
It's like Groundhog Day moment.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. And rather than practicing something positive, we just keep practicing the negative.
Well, yep, which is not going to help
And
anybody.
right.